Welcome to Inside Plug, the podcast where independent creators and entrepreneurs connect and inspire. I'm your host, Devon Jones, a military veteran turned filmmaker. I found my spark in the military, and now I'm here to help you find yours. Inside Plug is a platform for your voice, stories to be shared, and ideas to flourish. Let's dive in and plug into creativity and entrepreneurship together. Today we have Manny Thackeray. He's a software product manager, a student pilot. We're going to talk about his passion for aviation. He's from India, and then also he's involved in developing user-friendly software for in-flight entertainment systems, which has a focus on enhancing passenger experience. Manny, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me on. I'm excited for the
Yeah,
conversation
so
we're going to have
the
today.
last time you was here, you spoke about you were pursuing your license, your student pilot license. How's that going for you?
Yep, so it's still a progress. With pursuing any kind of a aviation license, there's a lot of time, there's a lot of dedication and money involved. For me now, it's been give or take 2 years since the time I started getting towards my private pilot license. And for those of you who don't know, the private pilot is like the very one of the initial licenses to get in order to become a professional pilot down the future. And so I'm still in the progress of getting my private pilot. Since my last time that we talked, I was going through a scholarship. I had to resend the scholarship because of the location issues and the timing issues of it. So I'm currently funding my own private pilot uh, flight school by myself. So, with that being said, it does require me to take some time away from work and dedicate a lot more time to it specifically. So I'm still in the progress. I'm very close to getting my license now. I'm expecting to get it done in like next 2 months. So I'm almost at the finish line, but I've learned a lot, and it's been a journey now so far. So it's just one of those things that you just have to stay dedicated, and I've been having that in my mind, especially with where I work. I work in aviation, so it's kind of my mind's on that sort of stuff 24/7 now. So I'm still in the progress, and I'm excited to get it done soon.
Nice, nice, good to hear.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, so with that going, let's what has been the most rewarding aspect of your journey so far, personally or professionally?
I think that in terms of the reward, it's been pretty amazing to see how, although I haven't got my license yet, all the little battles I've overcome in that process. Because it's a lot of tests. You're testing yourself throughout that process a lot to see what you're really made of. There's skills that you may have not known that you had before, and you have to kind of see if you're up for it. So for example, um, when you're studying to be a pilot, a very big part of that is decision making and seeing, if you're in the right place in the right time, are you able to make the correct decision? And so for people, especially when they're, very new to flying, when they're just getting in a plane for the first time, there's a lot of things going on in your head. And so some of the battles that I've won, at least I'm battling, and I'm proud of how far I've come, is just going over completing those tests. Seeing that I'm in a situation where I can make decisions and I'm able to trust myself in making these decisions that may impact my life or the passengers' lives. And it's all just a bit of a test, the whole process. So it's been rewarding to see what's been coming out of it. And I mean, also just be able to be where I work. I'm very grateful for that. So that's another rewarding thing is what I do for work as a software product manager. Um, there's features that I've already been working on that we will be launching at some point um, that will hopefully impact our passengers very positively. And so these things, trying to put myself in the shoes of the passengers that are flying in these planes, have also sort of given me a reward system out of it because I want to create something that can really positively impact people. So that's been another rewarding experience now so far.
All right, nice. And so when did you come to make that decision? Was it like an experience that you had? Was it something that you read? Something that someone told you?
As far as becoming a pilot, starting to become a pilot, or more so with my current role.
So like your current role right now. So as an
So
yeah.
go ahead. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
Oh yeah, for so product management. So with the user friendly to where you want to enhance the passenger experience, like that decision to not saying that it's not safe now, but to like enhance that experience. What made you come with the decision that I want to do something or be involved with something that's going to enhance the experience? And I got something. My insight can help develop that.
Yeah, so a little bit of background with the product management world. It's something which I initially had no experience in. I came from marketing, and so with marketing, I always sort of knew I wanted to reach out to understand why people bought certain things or why they interacted with certain things, and that was sort of my mindset going to my previous job, my previous industry, and so product management complements that very well because get to be on another higher level of the management world. So marketing would be somewhere down here where you're kind of going along with the strategy of the product and you're going along with describing what your strategy is to your customers. But with
Mm,
product management, you have some say as to the development of that strategy. You can actually have some control and some leadership over that. And so I think that um, built like going off that, you have to think about how passengers are going to use that experience because as my job, it is to be very keen in tune with what the passengers want. So, with a company, our company, we build in-flight entertainment systems that passengers will use. So when they're on a flight, the screen that's in front of them, where they watch movies, where they watch television shows, all these things, we have passengers that use that a millions per year, and so they really like to get experience that's very similar to on ground, what they use on their phones, what they use on what they watch on their TV. But when you're on a flight, it just becomes more complicated because you have connectivity, you have all these other layers of complications there, which doesn't make it a clear way to give people the same experience. And so when you go on flights, people just want to feel like they're at home, and that's one of the things I really like to try to bring. Think of features that will really provide people the entertainment that they're looking for and that comfort that they're looking for. And I think this, what brought me to do it is mostly my keen interest, and not only as a someone who's interested in aviation, but someone who also wants to kind of propel that industry forward and becoming more passenger friendly. But not only with passengers of like able-bodied people, but we're also talking about people who have accessibility issues, people who can't regularly enjoy the same kind of experience as normal or like as people who have the same sort of normal set experience would. We're trying to make it so that it's accessible for everybody. And with that being said, we have to really put a spotlight on the people that use this platform every day, their customers. And so it comes sort of with that mindset of what can we really give our customers that can really make them happy in flight.
nice, 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 interesting.
Hmm.
So there's some planes that have like the interior. They have like I don't know if it's like a sofa, but it's look more is more like home has like that home feel. Then you're not just like on a plane like a I don't say like a bed like a lounge type area where you kind of
Hmm.
can like lay back a lot of extra room. It's just like though would you say like that's something that is can be like user friendly to where like people can feel like comfortable on the flight or like just more of the technology as in like connecting to like Wi-Fi and be able to do like the things that they're doing like on ground.
Sure. So that's another layer of it. So we always have that base level of comfort that people want in terms of how the seat feels, the layout of how much space that they have, how much leg room that they have. So those sort of things are always people are willing to pay a little bit of extra money for. And we've seen this trend with a lot of airlines that have now opened up they had before you had like economy, business class, first class, and now you have
Mm-hmm.
premium economy and all these little kind of ways that airlines are trying to give a little extra to their passengers. In terms of comfort that I'm talking about, it's more pertaining to the technology aspect of it. So it's like, how can we really try to mimic that experience that they have at home with Wi-Fi not being as stable? So our company that I work at, Safran, we really do a good job of really giving the airlines that we work with all the media that they need. That way, if there was to be any connectivity issues, that media will still stay on that screen. And that's just through the technology that we've invested in. And so that essentially is the way that a lot of the aviation industry is moving towards. You're trying to really push a lot of technological advances in terms of higher speed connectivity, in terms of how maybe finding ways to integrate apps that people would already watch on their phones, whether it's Netflix or whether it's a news application that people have subscription for. We're trying to really mimic that same experience in that in-flight entertainment system. So really propelling that technology forward.
Mm, interesting. All right. So, what are some books or resources would you recommend to our audience that's getting into your field, whether it's aviation, which is product software?
Yep. So when it comes to aviation, there's a lot of great books, but I think with aviation is more to do with just the books of the FAA will tell you to read. These are like the training books. These are the knowledge books. And if you were to get interested in that industry, you'll come across that there's many books that you should read. That are expected for you to read, actually not just should but expected for you, because those are things that you just shouldn't be familiar with as a student pilot and such. But in terms of software management, there's a um, author. His name is Marty Calgary, and I'm maybe saying his last name incorrectly, but he's a very well-known figure in the whole product management field. And there's a couple of books from him, and there's if you just type of product management basics, then there's a lot of really great resources out there. Um, and there's another really great product manager who has worked at Google and all these other companies. His name is Sachin Reiki, and this man he has a couple of videos on YouTube where he goes over interview skills and kind of how you'd approach product management interviews, and that's another good place to start. There's a lot of really great resources on YouTube and online for that.
All right. Nice. Thanks for sharing that. All right. With the so now I guess aircraft, right? It's becoming more accessible, like cars. There's a lot of companies, a lot of startup companies that's pushing air mobility, I guess that's or air transportation. I guess it's eVTOL or those type of aircraft. What futuristic invention do you wish existed right now?
I would give that some thought because that's a very good question. Um, I think that what we need right now in this industry, it is a more stronger, this better connectivity is really what we need. But at the same time, in terms of all these technologies like drone, eVTOL, like you're saying, it's very it's based on reliability. You know, as a lot of it, we have to make sure that it's very reliable, very safe, that people are willing to trust getting on these planes, and a lot of these companies are incentivized to try to, involve electric components in there, or some amount of maybe self-piloting, and there maybe down the future. But I think that there shouldn't be much of a rush to get all this technology on board yet, because again, we still have issues, and even in general aviation with getting things down right. And so I think uh, the push or any kind of futuristic thing which I would want would be, with the exception there's also safety involved in there. There's tests done, and then there's it's a very reliable company that's behind it all. So in terms of technology, I think it's really interesting to see if electric technology can really take us to where we want to be in the aviation world, but it's still only time can tell. You know.
All right. All right. All right. So how do you handle failure or setbacks in aviation?
So with setbacks or any kind of difficulty going in that process of it, it's a matter of, I think, having a resilience and knowing that end of the day, it's really not, especially in aviation, there's really not much room for emotions. There's not a lot of room to really be in your feelings about, oh, this didn't go my way, that didn't go my way. It's really a black or white sort of a matter most of the time, where things will either go your way because of weather, or because your aircraft is good. But situation that, let's say, you wanted to fly and you're very excited to fly on one particular day, but then the weather isn't cooperating. You can't be hurt about that, or you can't be upset about it, because end of the day, the weather is what controls us, and we decide whether we fly or not based on that and other things. And so with resilience and with any setback, it's a matter of, okay, this is what's meant to happen. Let's deal with it, because there's always going to be another day. As long as I'm safe and I'm able to, like to say, there's any bad landing, it's fine as long as you can walk out of it. There's no, as long as you're alive, you're okay. And so that's a matter of having that resilience, and it's not the end of the world. Like, as long as you're able to have your body intact, you're okay. That's kind of the way to get about it, I think.
All right. Oh,
Hmm.
how can people find out more about you and follow you along your journey?
Yeah, so my Instagram username handle is mthackeray, Mthackeray, 927, or she's just 27, my bad. And that's my Instagram, and my LinkedIn is Mani Thackeray, and that's Mani, my last name T as in Tom, Hackeray. You can follow me on either of those.
All right. Anything you want to share with the audience before we close out for today?
I'm glad to be back, and I can hope that next time we talk, I have my license and I can share a bit more about that advancement to the next license and that kind of journey because it's a pretty long journey, like I said before, and you're always finding things about yourself along the way. So I'm excited to hopefully come back with that experience on my hands.
Yeah, definitely. We love to have you
Hmm.
back. That'll be perfect. Act three. Monty got his license and he's ready to take flight. Yes, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
Awesome.
thank you for coming back on the show. We appreciate it. Once again, everyone, Monty Thackeray. All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Inside Plug. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and found it inspiring. Every journey begins with a single step, and every creator has a story worth sharing. If you love what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review at insideplug.com. Your feedback helps us bring you more content. Until next time, keep creating. Devon Jones signing off. Stay inspired. Monty, thank you again.
Thank you, Devon.